Hi, Skatie. Happy month-versary. Hello, hi. If you are new here, I am Tsaki M, and I am welcoming you to my channel. Today, business of the day is we have a Q&A session. Just a few questions that you guys gave me to know more about myself, my journey, and where we're going. So let's just get into it, The first question is, what's your favorite thing about life right now? So I guess it would be my journey into this year. There's just like a lot of changes that have happened in the current year that I'm actually sitting back and watching it happen, basically enjoying it and experiencing as it happens, because normally I want to be in control of everything, to take charge and whatnot, and it gets me so stressed. This year I'm just like relaxed, I'm calm, I am just taking it by the day, and I am actually feeling fulfilled on a day-by-day basis. So yeah, as a fashion girly, which do you prefer between summer and winter? Damn, I want to say summer, but at the same time I'm like, I don't like when it gets too hot. So where I come from, I'm from Nelspruit in Mpumalanga. It is very hot, like it is really hot. And I know Cape Town, sometimes when it gets to like 29 degrees and above, it gets really hot. And I'm like, I understand it's hot here in Cape Town, but it doesn't compare to home. At home it's even more hot, and it's very difficult to want to dress up to look good when it's hot. You just wanna like sit in your towel. We have those, what's it called, scarves, that traditional scarves that we put on. I just want to sit in that the whole day. So I want to say summer, I really do want to say summer, but I'm going to say winter. At the same time, the reason why I'm so hesitant with saying winter is because winter hasn't been much of a period where I'm able to style myself, look good and all of that. I'm just, because I was on campus, and then from campus it's now adulting. So this is the first winter actually where I won't have to be wearing sweats and hoodies all the time. Yeah, actually, side note, I kind of feel bad or not so proud of myself for not having explored my fashion talents in university, not as a course, but on a day-to-day basis, because I was just vibing throughout. I wasn't really, in as much as one can say I was styling myself in a streetwear kind of fashion. It wasn't really like to my fullest potential. So I guess, yeah, we're only going to get an idea of if I like fashion in winter this year. Yeah, looking forward to it. Actually, I'm looking forward to it. And then the other question, there's like 3-4 of them that are related to corporate. So I think I'm just gonna ask all of them. I'm gonna read all of them and then answer all of them at once. So the first one being, how's corporate so far? And then the other one, how are you balancing content creation and a corporate job? Corporate so far has been quite interesting. So as I'm new to the company, like this is my very first job, I'm still learning a lot. Like I'm being taught, I'm being trained quite regularly. So I guess because I missed the classroom environment, I'm having the time of my life. I'm asking questions, I'm learning, like I'm taking the information. I'm really enjoying. That's the part that I've been enjoying so far, like the learning. And I also learn obviously on the job as I'm doing like my work. Like I'm starting to understand what's going on. why we're doing what we're doing and all of that. It's really fun. It's really fun. I've been enjoying it. And how am I balancing content creation and this corporate job? So I thought it'd be best for me to just show my life in between. Like I had said in my intro video, I want to show my life outside of my desk. So yes, I am going to film sometimes at work, but I will not be showing the actual parts of where I'm working. So if you are to see me being at work, it will be at work outside my actual desk where I am doing the work. So that's how I thought to balance it. Outside of that, it's really hard actually, because I wake up, go to work, come back, it's already late. So this is why I factored in walking, taking walks on a regular basis. It's just that the weather in Cape Town is always against me, but I have taken that as part of the things that will get me not so consumed by my job. And I am also looking forward to like the next few months as I'm trying to adjust to this environment, trying to adjust to the money, because all this time, the 22 years of my life, I've always been taken care of. So now I have to like actually take care of myself. So I'm looking forward to being able to lay out so I can factor in other hobbies in between, and just make my life more interesting also for you who's watching. And yeah, okay, the other one was, what's your full name? So I did say at the beginning of my video that my full name is Tsakani. I actually have 3 names. It's Tsakani Tembega Faith. My surname is Makubela. And I guess I can just factor in also, well, it's not part of the questions, but I come from a family of millions and millions and millions of cousins and sisters and brothers, yeah. But from my mom, I have an older brother and a younger sister. Okay, what's the other question? What inspired you to become a content creator? Love that. What inspired me? There's a lot of factors. Number one, growing up, I ventured into modeling. I've always wanted to be a fashion designer. I am going to fetch that dream somehow later, at a later stage of my life. I've just always been in the creative space. I enjoy talking, I enjoy showcasing and all of that. So that's the first thing that contributed to when I saw that, okay, other people are doing this thing, it could be something that would work for me, And then my baby sister, she was in a YouTube frenzy at some point. She was doing really, really well, and she was just an inspiration, man. I was like, if she can do it, for sure I can handle. It's not that, And this is not to say that I could be any better than her or anything before somebody misconstrues what I'm about to say. But she was the person who I thought, okay, if baby me can do it, then like why do I keep like pushing it and postponing it, And who else? Well, because at home we don't have DSTV, right? We don't have DSTV, so the main source of entertainment is either Netflix or YouTube. And during the day we just watch YouTube. That's when I saw and fell in love with K Yarm's content. She's one of my favorite YouTubers. And then on TikTok, obviously there's the OG Grace. She's doing the most. There's Gloria. There's a lot. Kat, Bongani, all of your favorite content creators. I love them all. And the people who shoot content like in a kasi setting and all of that, I find that to be so, it's nice, man. It's relatable, and all of that. So that was like the inspiration. Like I had no more excuses basically. If somebody who probably doesn't have Wi-Fi can do it, and I have Wi-Fi 24/7, like what's my excuse, Next question is, What's a hobby you've always wanted to try but haven't yet? I almost say swimming, but swimming, I want to learn to swim as a skill more than it being a hobby. A hobby would be roller skating or ice skating. That's something that I definitely want. I do know the basics. I can move around an ice rink. I haven't tried ice skating yet, so I think that's part of the things that are in my bucket list for this year. So I'm looking forward to that. What other question? If we were to go back to your younger self, what would you do? What would you have done differently? I think I wouldn't have taken like the negativity from other people too seriously, you know. Growing up, I was bullied a lot for being tall, I was tomboyish, for being dark skinned, for having like big teeth, dark gums, and all of that. And it would get to me until I got to the point where I was like, you know what, enough is enough. And that moment for me was in 2016. I was like, you know what, I'm tired of taking in other people's opinions and all of that. That's when I became secure within who I am, who I, you know, where I am today, basically, like loving myself, being comfortable, seeing myself from multiple, you know, what's this called? From multiple perspectives, from multiple angles, whether it be myself as a sister, myself as a daughter, myself as a friend, like, you know, instead of like scrutinizing and seeing all of the negativity that people used to instill into my life, I just like closed it down. So I think if I were to do something differently, it would be I would have done that sooner. I would have done that whilst I was still in grade 6. That was in 2013. I would have done that then. I would have gained my confidence then. I would have been secure within myself then. And what am I forgetting? I think that's the most part of it. And then there's 3 questions that I also did group together that are kind of summing up to the same point. The first one being, do you struggle with taking content in public? Is it not awkward setting your tripod in front of people? And knowing the corporate world, do you not fear being perceived? So do I struggle with taking content in public? No. Is it awkward? No. Like I said, I am very confident and secure in who I am and what I am, what I'm doing with my life and all of that. So it doesn't really matter how somebody else looks at me. If you think, oh, it's weird, you think it's weird, it has nothing to do with me. I think it's not. So how is your opinion like relevant to my situation, you know? So yeah, I think it answers all of that. Same as knowing the corporate world, do you not fear being perceived? No. At the end of the day, we are people before our jobs. So if somebody or anybody were to expect me to become a fake version of myself to accommodate the fact that I am employed, that would be weird for them to do that, firstly. And secondly, it's never gonna happen. You know, I am never going to dim my light for somebody else or for whatever situation. I'm always gonna be the Tsakani who's bubbly, the Tsakani who's straightforward, who's, you know, I'm always gonna be that. So yeah, I am going to add one question that wasn't asked, but I do want to put it out there. What holds you down? What holds me down would be my family, which also ties into a fear of mine. So if anybody was curious what my biggest fear is not having family. So the one thing that holds me down, or the people who have me where I am right now, my biggest supporters, my, you know, the people who are my day ones, my ride or dies, it's always going to be my family. And when I say my family, it's not just blood related people. That includes my friends, that includes my neighbors, my colleagues, and whoever it is who's on my side, on the sidelines rooting for me. To me, if I see that, if I recognize that, you easily become family. That isn't to say that I am naive and I just put everybody in my circle. No, but yeah, it is the situation. So shout out to everybody who's been supporting me. Shout out to everybody that's been curious about how I'm doing, how I'm holding up with this journey, how, like, if it is anything, like the motivation, you know how much motivation I get from people. It's just, yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So y'all are my day ones. I love y'all, and I really hope to bring this family to like greater lengths, and not just in terms of growing together, but in terms of like supporting one another. I really do wish that we grow, you also become a part of my family, you become a regular watcher, a regular commenter, and all of that. Like, it's really, it's my favorite thing. It's my favorite part of the day. I've been yapping a lot. Happy month-versary once again. I love you. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.